Hey everyone, this is TL Racer again. Continuing with the tutorial. Right now, so far, I have basically the basic loop set up right now. Here's the pump, the radiator, and the reservoir. Now, I forgot to mention this in previous videos. I apologize. As far as the tubing layout, as you can see, here's the pump, kind of an upside down as I would see it from this view right here. The tube on the right side, this one, is going to go here, which would be the intake, which is the top one, right side up on the reservoir. So sorry, I'm going to try to get this situated so it's easier to kind of manipulate. So here's that left one. It's going to go to this top barb here on the reservoir. Then the bottom barb from the reservoir is going to go to the barb on the right side with, this is the radiator upside down as you can tell. So like that. So the bottom barb to the right barb on the radiator. Then the left barb on the radiator is going to go to the right side of the pump. So say if you turn this around like that, you guys can kind of get an idea of where the tubing is connected from here to here, from there to there, and this back barb to here. And remember the orientation of the pump as well. So as that goes, that's how you should have the tubing set up, because this allows the warm water inside from the pump to go to the reservoir. Then the water goes to the radiator, cools off, cool water will run to the pump, then back to the reservoir. So that's done. As far as connecting the tubing to the barbs, just use 2 zip ties, kind of a little spaced out. Just tie them, put them as tight as you can. I mean, I think I broke a zip tie if I remember trying to over tighten it. Somehow it just came loose, so I just replaced one. In the future, if I can find just blue zip ties, I'll do that, just to kind of match with my blue theme I'm trying to go for. So that's that. Also something else, with a 38mm fan and a 25mm shroud, or maybe a 38mm shroud, I'm using 3-inch long 6/32 size screws. I mean, you could probably, if you can find any 2 3/4-inch screws, those would be better. I just added maybe an extra little black spacer, you can see right there. And these little clear pieces came with a shroud, these shrouds. But yeah, because there's some coils in the middle of the screw holes, so you can't have a screw going all the way through. You don't want to damage those coils. So as far as that goes, here I just kind of finished this just now. I cut out this extra cable management hole in my Antec 902. I mean, it's an okay job, but you can't. I did the best that I could with just a freehanding a Dremel. Kind of cut some of the black off. I might just go over it with, I don't know, I might spray paint it later in the future, or change the ink color when I'm modding it. This just allows the cable management to be easier. Some cables are going to be plugging into the motherboard right here, such as a SATA, the USB. So this gives me more options. As far as that goes, right now I have not yet leak tested this. I'm going to do that in the next video. I bought some antifreeze here just from Walmart, the Prestone. You don't want to get the 50/50 pre-mixed, because you're going to make your own ratio with distilled water and the antifreeze, and then just some distilled water. Target sells it too. The distilled water was just about maybe like 85 cents. The antifreeze was like $10 or something. I might change to a pre-mixed coolant that's non-conductive later on, just to be precaution, safety-wise as far as electronics. But anyways, here as you can tell, it's a lot easier to see the two holes I drilled. Here's the screws I mounted in there for the reservoir. So as far as that goes, the ratio for the antifreeze and distilled water, I've been told, is 4:1. So let's say 4 cups of distilled water for every 1 cup of antifreeze. So that should be the ratio. I might try different ratios out to see temperature wise. But as far as the lapping goes, let me show you this. This was after I completed the lapping of the H50 pump. As you can kind of tell, a lot of it was actually flat to begin with, just a little high spots over on the outsides. You just lap it just like you do a regular CPU. Just be extra careful because there is a lot more weight on the pump, so it's going to be a little more difficult without trying to like make it skip along the sandpaper. But as far as the CPU goes, let's get this out right here real quick. You can tell high and low spots there. That's pretty good. So I'm going to see with these two lapped, with the res mod, the reservoir, with the Ultra Ks and 2 shrouds and the push-pull, see how the temperatures look as opposed to without any of this done. So I'm hoping to see a temperature decrease. So next will be the leak test, see how that goes. As far as how to do that, you're going to want to put your mix of antifreeze and distilled water into the fill port up here. Raise the reservoir above the radiator and pump. Let all the water drain to the tubes into the pump and reservoir, and then continue to fill it up till maybe it's about up in here and this till it gets full. And then I'll show you how to leak test and how to set it up with the power supply. Thanks for watching.